I got to lean in.
What's going on, everybody? It is me again. It is time to lean in, bitch. I'm here with Danny, Antonio, Jazz, and maybe Asian. We're here to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Happy Lincoln Week. I know y'all like, what the hell is Lincoln? If you don't know what Lincoln is, then maybe you ain't been paying attention for the last month. We've been talking about it every week. And so, Lincoln, if you watch it, is actually the 3-year anniversary celebration for the lean. 3 years ago today, exactly. This well, it wasn't even a channel, actually. It was a damn written out blog that Antonio used to proofread, Jazz used to follow on Facebook, and Danny would always come in too. So here we are 3 years later. It's a much bigger platform. We have 9 recurring co-hosts, and we're here today. So we're celebrating that. If you have been paying attention to this channel, we have some awards that we're gonna announce throughout the week. Hopefully, you guys voted. Polls are closed at this point, and we actually launched the website for our merch today. So check those 2 things out. But the main reason we're here today is to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. So Danny and Antonio, how are y'all doing on this lovely day?
Wonderful.
Okay. You said what, Danny?
Wakanda forever.
Listen, Wakanda Forever. Well, that was a good ass movie. I saw it Saturday.
I went Friday.
I really want to see it
again. Friday.
I want to see it again too, Cortez.
I'm not even really one to go. I don't really like to rewatch things or replay things. Like I put it down, I'm done. But I still want to watch it again. But I'm not. So, exactly. Yes, TKC, cut the crap, TKC. Now, because see, you don't come here with them negative vibes, because they're gonna have Sasuke put you out.
Put him on timeout for 300 seconds. Put him on timeout.
3 years is that's really big, because 3 years ago, I really didn't think we would be here. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't know what was gonna be going on, because I just want to talk about the damn Housewives of Atlanta, and then now I'm talking about shows I never even watched.
And I wouldn't make it.
Exactly. Very much so.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Jazz, you here with us? Say something again. Oh, girl. Jazz giving us a little low budget. It's on Lincoln Week. Dang, that's crazy.
She wore that damn side ponytail and then came in here giving us low budget with that damn side pony.
We're gonna try. We're gonna try to work with it. But tonight is gonna be a good night. Like I said, Potomac episode to me was kind of mid. And since it is Lincoln Week, a special week, outside of the look what we got going on, I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the chat, and we'll allow you to call in throughout the show, and rather than have it to the end. So I'm gonna post the link, and I'll try to keep posting it every so often. But feel free to call in, and if you call in, you might just call in. I'll just say that. I ain't gonna tell y'all all that. So just try to call in. All right. So let's get into the episode. Of course, like this video, subscribe. Looking back to you ready, Jazz? Girl, we don't hear nothing.
But we hear that though. It's crazy. We turn the camera
off. We do hear that. We hear the shaking, but we don't hear the talking. It sounds like the phone in her pocket. The booty is
but we thank you.
But I'm gonna have to mute Jazz now, because now she get in the way of the show for a second. Hopefully it comes back in. All right, so last week's episode was quite interesting. We talked about the Ashley versus Candace. They had a big blowout, and they were just together in the early part of the episode. They were just having a good time and talking, right? And so we pick up in this week. Last week, Candace deemed Ashley as vindictive, and she feels like basically she's been waiting to get back at her. And so at the end of it, after it doesn't go the way they Ashley wanted to, she brings up that Chris has had other conversations with, with other people that have not been so almost innocent. And so Candace fires back and says, okay, well, your husband has a male client. She's sucking his dick. She said dick. They put the little Potomac flower over her mouth. And honestly, Ash is not fazed by it. It sounded like Ashley knew. Maybe she was sucking it too. I'm just saying, I don't know. But it was given like she really didn't care. It didn't really faze her at all. And so, in this whole moment, Candace is like, listen, you can say what you want to say about my man. My man ain't over here sucking no dick. You come from a very disrespectful marriage, and we know the Lord over here, and we don't do that. We know the Lord. And while all this is happening, Robin is in the car in the Uber. So I want to start off by asking y'all, when this came out, because I think you guys mentioned it last week, and then now watching it, how do you feel about the way it was put out there?
It was clickbait when they put out the first, during the preview, it did. Some of Candace's comments came across, could be questionable, homophobic. Mm-hmm. But seeing it in its entirety, yeah, it's not. They baited her, and I guess people just ran with it based on, the couple of tweets from her past, which is 10 years ago. She ain't that person no more. So I think, it definitely wasn't. Seeing it in its full context definitely cleared everything up.
I agree.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I do see a comment that says it was very homophobic-ish. I didn't get that, especially seeing it all play out, because I mean, the way it came out on the actual episode. Well, hold on, go ahead, Antonio.
I was gonna say, to me, it seemed like, because that's the part where it was like, we know the Lord. That's kind of what I picked up on initially as well. But watching the entire scene, it seems as if she was saying, like, her and her husband pray together, so they shit is good. She ain't worried about her husband, disrespecting her in any type of way, because they pray together and they know the Lord. That's what I got from it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. It ain't like it's the first time we've heard her mention the Lord and the saints and stuff like that.
But so that on the clip, she said they played "We Know the Lord" right after she said, "My husband is not sucking dick over here. He's not sucking dick. We know the Lord over here." That's why the clip made it seem like it was homophobic, because it came right after that on the clip.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't at all. It wasn't.
Well, TKC says in its entirety is still suspect to him. Jazz, did you have anything you want to add?
I'm scared to talk. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sis. We can hear you.
We can hear you, actually. That actually sounds a lot better.
We can hear you, and we can see your side ponytail. Come on.
I'm gonna say, if this don't work out, Jazz, just call. If this don't work, just call and just do audio. That way we can hear you at least.
Well, we can hear you now.
This is fine right now, so go ahead.
Okay. I didn't get the homophobic thing, but I'm not a person that can say that. I feel like I'm not a person that can tell you whether or not it's homophobic or not, if that makes sense. So, I mean, what everybody's saying, like Antonio and Danny, I do agree that it just kind of went along with the conversation more so than it being just like targeted about just that. I feel like Candace had the right to check her, and Candace's mouth can get a little fly, but I didn't feel that way. But I also don't feel like I can tell somebody. Excuse me, Casey, TKC, watch your mouth. But you see, I am traveling. Thank you. But anyway, but yeah, I can't tell nobody if they feel that way. Like, somebody can't tell me if something's racist or sexist, sexist towards femininity or something like that. So I just don't think I feel like I can tell somebody whether or not it's that way or not.
Yeah. Okay. I can, and it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Okay. My side pony. Give me a break.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't think so either. For those that did, sorry. TKC also did feel like, didn't he say, wasn't he the one that was defending Serpent Lips about not particularly being racist, and then later on came back and said, okay, I think she's a little racist?
Yes, it was him. I don't know if you needed confirmation, but it was.
So TKC, you losing a little credibility here. I'm just saying, it's giving
Not to mention, he also stands for Robin. So.
Oh yes,
he doesn't believe in colorism. So it's a lot of things TKC feels. So we enjoy the opinions, nevertheless.
We still love TKC though. I hope y'all voted
for
Mr. Lean, because he was a me.
I'm waiting for today. No, just
all right. So in the same context, after this happens, they kind of decide they're gonna all separate. And I love that Mia and what's her name? Karen Lasai was like, "Oh, girl, sucking dick. Oh, we don't do that." I'm like, y'all don't? That's crazy.
I thought Mia said she do, and Karen said.
Well, Karen said that, but Mia,
I can see Karen not, providing Ray.
Not on Ray.
Karen know how her teeth shine. She be biting the thing. Like, oh, sorry, Ray.
Karen's teeth getting in the way and shit. Like, Karen, get up. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay.
But in the same context, after they decide to separate, Ashley and Wendy are having a conversation. And Wendy kind of pulls Ash to the side and is just like, okay, what was it about? And Ashley says that she wanted to bring it up, and she wanted to bring it up in front of Giselle because when they were sitting down one-on-one, she felt like Candace was saying that Giselle was being fake and, all this yada, yada, yada. And I just was kind of confused. Like, I didn't understand, like, to me, that they didn't give a good reason to why she needed to bring it up in front of Giselle. Like, who is Giselle? That's the issue, that they have given Giselle this power that they feel like you know what I'm saying? To me, it was still giving vindictive because the last time when Candace brought something up to Ashley, it was in front of Giselle. But in the same time, I feel like it was just like, let me just get back to her. I wish she would just say that versus trying to create some like rationale, but it just doesn't make sense to me.
I was disappointed in Wendy for not kind of checking Ashley there. If Wendy and Candace so close, I expected more from Wendy in that moment towards Ashley and saying, "Why did you do that?" It was just weird to me.
I would ask who the fuck is Giselle?
Well,
like, why do you feel like you need Giselle
season? That's the problem.
What you got to say? Like, I don't understand that shit at all. But I agree with Cortez. They give Giselle, which then gives Robin, they give them a lot of power within that friend group. So.
Her explanation made it worse to me. It made it more vindictive and worse than if she would have just said, I said it just for the hell of it.
Right.
Because did she think Giselle was going to back her up? That's why she brought it up?
Giselle was quiet.
She was, because I understood Giselle when she said I wasn't going to interject in that. Because it made it worse to me because when Candace sat at that table and she was like, when you say things and you do things, it's out of spite. You're vindictive, dusty, under the bridge bitch. I don't know if she said that, but I mean, that's what I got from it. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like that, like you said, like the explanation itself made what Candace said more valid. Not like, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, you were just at her house.
Yeah.
You did say that you just heard that afterwards, but who believes you? You can't even keep up a lie about your own divorce, bitch. So fuck Ashley and her edges, the slick, whatever, the side pony.
Okay. I think, you know what? I do feel like, Danny, that I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like last year when they were coming at Wendy, did y'all feel like Candace was coming to Wendy's defense?
Yeah. Well,
I don't feel like Wendy is doing it enough for me in this moment. Like, I don't know. It's weird because people also feel like Candace don't support Wendy. Their friendship, it's a friendship, but it's weird. I just really feel like in this moment, because it also was Wendy's event, she didn't really say much. But then again, like somebody says, Wendy needs friends, and it's very apparent because she is the oddball out of this whole group right now, realistically. And it's even more apparent later on in the episode, and probably next week too. But
I think you're kind of right though. When I think about last year, Candace didn't really have Wendy back either.
Yeah,
I do like. I mean, I like to see because I don't know if I would be able to, if it's my like good friend, if I'd be able to, be quiet while somebody is going in on them, just because I'm that type of person. Right. But I can understand in those situations why they may not jump in so quick, because they want to be able to allow the story to play out, or to give the person who is, or the persons that are actually in the situation, the time to kind of talk through it as well.
Oh, question for y'all. I'm seeing comments. I'm glad I'm seeing this dialogue. So I see comments that are saying that Candace checked Ashley last year in Williamsburg. That was her. But then there's a comment I think Chase is similar way, but from Miss says Candace was still cool with Giselle after she came for Wendy. They need a better alliance. This is what I agree with this comment 100%.
That's why
I think I know they're friends, but when it comes to like, I don't know, they need to stick together. They would be stronger if they really had like a better alliance. I don't know.
Support me, bitch.
I understand where Antonio was going with that, because I feel like it's more strategic not to act like Robin and Giselle, because when one of them is mad at somebody, are we mad at Ashley? Are we mad at that? I like their independence and friendships, but I don't think that neither one of them are just like oblivious to the group and their shenanigans. Yeah. So I feel like, one of them has got to still kind of be cool to kind of hit his bird on the street. And I feel like, Candace has come to the defense of Wendy, as in confessionals and outside of confessionals as well. But I also understand the point of kind of keeping low until it's time to go high. You know what I'm saying?
She ain't have to cheers her. I'm gonna say that there. She ain't have to cheers her with the glass there.
Well,
when we
I don't know. I just come from a place when it comes to like stuff like that. I mean, listen, right is wrong is wrong. And especially if somebody's wrong against my friend, it's like I have to say something. You don't have to, there's a balance between being like a Giselle and Robin versus just making sure your friend feels supported. And if I was Candace in that moment, I wouldn't have felt them much supported. And probably last year, seeing, like somebody said in the comments, seeing Candace still fool with Giselle like that, I wouldn't have. And then like this year, hell, they should be bonding even more off of their husbands being come forward. They need to be sticking together. I don't know. It's weird.
Support me, bitch.
Right. Very much so.
I feel like Wendy, I guess for me, I look at it as Wendy was mad at Giselle last year for bringing that rumor to TV. Mm-hmm. Here goes Giselle doing that same thing to another woman, and then Ashley doing the same thing to her friend. It's just, I don't know. It's just,
but then I get that, but they still have to play the game, because let's say, for example, if Candace didn't come back next season and Wendy did, now Wendy has, went up against all these people for Candace, and now she like, damn, now I gotta try to find a way to be back in their, in their good graces to be okay with them. So for me it would be, because it would have been on like, nah, bitch, don't.
Wendy could tear them up together.
I want to talk about this last point. Then I
feel like it could be fuck them graces. I mean, it can't be fuck those graces, because like you just never know. This is just like a job. I mean, this is their job. I'm sorry I had to put my thing up. It was tickling my neck. But I feel like you just never know. This is just like a job, because once you cross some coworkers, then you might not be able to come back from it. So I really do understand, like, kind of just watching your step. But I don't think that they're.
It looks like that's what happened to Wendy last year.
Because Wendy, people were saying that Wendy, they cutting her out. They trying to freeze her out. They're not filming with her.
Yeah.
But because.
Well, but the thing is, I feel like I understand that, but this is also reality TV, and I feel like, listen, what she did last year was justified. I mean, to Giselle anyway, honestly, and Robin for getting in. So I don't think she did anything wrong. It just so happens that she did it to to the one person that has a lot of the power in the damn show. Right. So yeah, okay. I want to talk about this last point, because we do have a caller that wants to get on. But before I do, I'll mention this last topic with Candace and Giselle talking. And I hollered when she asked how's the video. She said, it's lovely.
It's lovely.
It's lovely. Okay, let's talk. Because
it was good. And I love, and Candace kind of has that like deep, like a deep voice. Look at her. I wouldn't think that her voice sounded the way that it sounds when she talked. Mm-hmm. So she was like, it's lovely.
Yeah.
She said she wasn't here for the shit.
She was not. She was like, girl, let's cut this bullshit and really talk about what we need to talk about. So I was there for it.
So she brings Giselle to the side after this whole little burn thing. And she wants to understand Giselle's feelings. I don't know why she had this conversation. I don't feel like she needed anything else. But I guess from the conversation, and I'll say I didn't like the way that it went, was because I felt like instead of her just kind of like shutting it down, leaving it where it was, you already have doubts about there being some like truth to it, right? So what Candace basically did was she went back to Chris, got his side of the story, took it back to Giselle, and said, well, basically everything she said that it happened, she came back with the rebuttal of what he said happened. And personally, like, I get that. I don't feel like it was needed, honestly. But she basically says that Chris says that Giselle suggested they go into the room. Giselle says that he suggested it, and even then, Giselle says nothing happened. She told him to step outside. He stepped outside. So once again, I just don't understand. But the question that I asked to y'all is: do you feel like Candace says, is this an issue when it comes to people allegations and like not wanting to come forward? Because I honestly feel that very truth in that statement, that what Giselle is doing is a very big reason why people don't come forward with stuff like this. But what are y'all thoughts? And I'll get our first call on.
I think it's tricky.
Okay.
No, it ain't tricky. If you're talking about my motherfucking husband, bitch, you either gonna stand on that shit or you gonna tell, like, the things that she was telling everybody, calling him a sneaky link, calling him all these things, sliding people these DMs. She should have said that shit to Candace so she could have addressed it. So no, like, I don't necessarily think that she is the reason why women don't come forth or anything like that. But it is a good example of how things can be, like, you're putting people's business at jeopardy. You're putting people's marriages at jeopardy. Giselle just doesn't have any regard for anybody's relationship. And that's where Candace is coming from. Mm-hmm. So if you felt that way all the way at the reunion in another city, another state, then your big neck, ankle, wig ass should have said something then. And that's what I mean. No, fuck Giselle. Fuck you. Fuck your stripes. Fuck your neck. She's wrong. Dead ass. And I hate that this Me Too movement is coming up with all this shit, because it does negate a lot of facts and a lot of other people's real life situations. But Giselle is a monster. And I saw that today.
What I hate is that Giselle was given the chance by Candace to say, yeah, I was uncomfortable with the married man being in my room, but I never thought Chris was going to do anything.
Right.
Candace was I think that's where Candace was going with the questioning. And Giselle doubled down and says, I don't know what he would do.
Yeah. And I was like,
that's when I got pissed.
Yeah.
Well, she says like, you are saying as if there was malintent. Yeah. You're leaving it open, right? But the reason, to be honest, Giselle is doing that because she know that she can't say certain words, otherwise this could be a lawsuit. Right. This could be a big lawsuit, actually. But she's very strategic in her words, and by not really accusing of anything, she's just trying to say, I was in a room with a married man, that's a problem. Do y'all think it's a problem to be in a room with a married man? I'd be in the room with married men all damn time.
And here's the thing.
I like that. Not like that.
It's a problem. If she thinks it's a problem, it's a problem. We can't change what's a problem to her.
Yeah.
But she know doggone well, Chris, all these years.
Right.
He just let him greet her with a kiss at Karen's birthday party, and now you can't say that you didn't think he was going. You can't just say no, he wasn't going to do that. And I just didn't like the optics of it.
Yeah, I can understand her being like, hey, he's married, we're in a room by ourselves. It could be paparazzi or anybody who knows, on the wherever they were. Could snap a picture of him coming out of her room and nobody else being in there. I get that. Her saying, if she would have left it at, hey, you know what? The situation made me feel uncomfortable, not because I thought he was going to do something, but just because I was in there with a married man and we were the only ones in there. I didn't like the optics of it. But she kind of took it a little bit further when she had that dinner with Robin, and she, did say.
Well, she's watering it down. You notice it's a lot more watered down than when it first came out.
Yeah, he's in DMs, and he was complaining about his wife. He was trying to see if I was like with it, is what she basically said. Like, and I'm like, girl, how?
Jamal went to hotel rooms with women. That's why she has a problem with it.
And he got them pregnant.
Oh my God. What I'm gonna say is, Jesus Christ, my God. But what I'm gonna say is, Giselle is full of shit. Who the fuck does Giselle think she is? And she has insinuated from the first time she brought this up that Chris knew that she was alone. He knew that her makeup and glam, whatever that might be, was
Yeah.
gone. So now you're insinuating that this man is a predator, because I'm sorry, that's what that is. Because if you're like, okay, I'm gonna get her alone, that's predator, cringy behavior. So no, Candace is right in comment to her. Giselle is a monster with cankles. Period.
I wonder if Andy will bring up the whole thing about Giselle constantly talking about, you know, his brown penis. Or whatever in the past. I wonder if, and I hope Andy does bring that up.
The fans will probably ask that question. Let me get one of our callers on while we are in this topic. And it's actually, what's going on, Kyra?
Hi, Kyra.
You ain't heard you early. I don't have to Lincoln week.
I know. I'm so excited.
I know.
I can hear it in your voice.
Don't come for me.
I wasn't.
You know, I don't even like the sound of my voice, but Lean helped me have the courage to call in and be able to make a community on the YouTube streets and talk my itch.
Come on with it.
How was it about? What's your thoughts on this whole topic? Specifically these three topics: the whole Candace versus Ashley, and then Ashley with Wendy, and then the Candace and Giselle.
Okay, I'm going to be Jasmine. As I said, like I'm a straight person, but I do want to hold myself as an ally. So I should know what those things are, because with my friends there, I want to be able to take up for them. To me, I saw the Twitter and people saying all that, and I get the clip, but to me, Candace was not addressing her saying the, sucking the D comment. Candace was addressing Ashley saying, well, you need to be mindful of Chris. That's what she was addressing. And for me, it was more talking about, she said, your decrepit, disrespectful marriage. It is disrespectful if you're telling us that you're monogamous or you don't want to do threesomes anymore, and I know that your husband's still running around doing whatever he wants to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And also,
me, that's where
one thing, you can actually say dick. You don't have to say D. You can say D.
I know, but
it's Link. I want you to say D.
Okay, yeah.
I just want to hear the word D. Okay.
and so to me, I didn't say that, but if someone does say that, let me know a little bit more. That way, if something does happen like that in real life, I can address it and identify it. But to me, I didn't think that, because Ashley was. You see Ashley trying to escalate because Candace is not taking the bait. She said the flirting thing, and Candace was like, you didn't tell me this. Then all of a sudden, I found out the next day. Okay, you found this out off camera, and you didn't text or call me off camera. You wait till we get here, and then when I don't take that bait, well, he's been in other people's DMs. Okay, well, we had a whole one-on-one when you thought he was in your DMs, even though it was a response to Instagram stories, and some people still say that's a DM, and you didn't bring up these other DMs. But now all of a sudden you have all these DMs after the word. So I felt she kept escalating, wanting Candace to blow up on her.
Yeah.
And to me, Ashley showed her slip, because I feel like, and a lot of people know, they see me in the YouTube streets, I don't go up for Ashley. She really disturbs my spirit. Something about her really feels very biracial girl using her privilege in Black communities. It really feels. And so to me, she showed her slip, because if you realize, Ashley and Giselle are always working in cahoots when it comes to this stuff. Even, we don't want to go back to season 5, but Ashley was the first one saying Candace became friends with Charisse, even though Charisse was invited already to Candace's wedding, her anniversary parties, and invited to Ashley's events. But she made sure to bring that on camera. Season 6, all of a sudden, Giselle's been talking, and her and Giselle have been having these one-on-one meetings about Wendy having this surgery because of this rumor. And then Ashley's the one who brings it up to Wendy. And to me now, it seems like they were smart enough not to have that conversation one-on-one with Giselle and Ashley. But now we're sitting here, and you're going to tell Wendy, I wanted to bring this up, especially in front of Giselle. What does those two things have to go with each other? So to me, I understand, and I feel like people keep saying Chris and Candace are making a bigger thing of it, but you literally are watching people adding on to what Giselle is saying. And then they are watching the show, seeing all the extra things they did not know that everyone else was saying.
Yeah.
Because as Cortez said, Giselle is trying to say everything without having to say the words. When she told Candace, Kyle said, oh, I don't like that. He knew it was wrong because he knew I was gone because he said goodbye to me. What is that supposed to mean? Like, that means he intentionally asked you to go to a room because he thought it was going to be alone. Like, what is that supposed to mean? So she is saying everything without saying it. And people want to laugh because, she didn't use sneaky link right. But the intent was that he was trying to fool around on Candace. Regardless if she used it right or not, her intent is very clear. And lastly, with the whole Giselle and Candace conversation, this might be a bigger relation, but the only way I can relate it to, which I can understand, is, that like the Till movie's about to come out. literally there is a stereotype in the Black community of like when a white woman says something about a Black man doing something because of Emmett Till. And the whole thing is like, you are stating this out here, and it's not the sole reason, but it is a part of the reason why people question when women come forward. Because we do have situations where someone said something that wasn't true or exaggerated, and bigger consequences happened. So when you come on this platform and you want to tell me X, Y, and Z, and now you have your friend telling me Mia said he was staring at her, and now Mia has to clarify it wasn't sexual. She only had to clarify it because she knew where that conversation was going. And now you have Ashley saying he was in my DMs. Oh, he was flirting with my friend. And now Giselle saying he touched her butt. And also, oh, he was flirting. And like, you know what you're saying. And you know those can have large implications.
Don't forget about Deborah.
Yeah, oh, Deborah and her hard face. Oh, I was trying to be nice.
Baby Bob.
We're gonna
Deborah do look like Baby Bob.
We're gonna have
Deborah got them eyebrows, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Deborah is an avatar. She's an avatar.
Right.
Oh my God.
Deborah's an avatar. December 18th, that comes out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It does.
All right, Kai, we're gonna move with the show. You can feel free to comment again too, okay?
Thank you, Kaka.
All right, we're gonna move on with the show, and then if you
That's my nickname for her. Don't y'all be trying to call her Kaka.
Well, it started to give me Sam, but you do what you want.
Sam, Dan. I kind of give people, little nicknames. It's, Dan, Sam, Kaka.
Okay.
I call you Jazzy.
Jazzy gal.
All right. Did y'all want to talk about the scene with Ashley and her separation, divorce? I didn't personally. I kind of
Michael finna get over on her ass, and
that's what I hear. That's what I'm hearing. It sounds like she's trying to get ahead of him, or maybe he's already behind the scenes trying to get over on her.
That's what I think.
Because it's given like let
but
me get
lying though.
I don't. Yeah, it's a lot of lies, and she's
because didn't she say that they had put a bid in on the house and they already had the LLC. But now she's saying there is no LLC. So Ashley is lying. Michael probably finna buy a house with that man who he was sucking.
The escort?
Yeah.
I want to run.
I don't even think I think they're getting divorced, but they're not really going to stop being together. I think it's going to be an open type thing. I think it's all a sham.
You think Michael allegedly might join in with Luke and Ashley?
It's a scheme.
Oh man, you
Ashley.
I'm sorry,
Michael,
y'all.
I come to you with the bullshit.
I had went to a work event. I had me some wine and some beer and shit.
Okay, we'll move past that because they'll come back up later. But in this scene, for all the Charisse lovers, Charisse got a confessional.
I'm so happy.
Somebody's excited. I'm not me. I'm just excited for y'all. But I did holler. I was surprised that it was with Mia. Mia doesn't really know Charisse other than probably watching the show. But Mia, if she could, she'd be friends with Monique. I'm sure she would want to.
I'm sure they have spoken.
Well, she said it. They was like on social media last year, like Chichi and stuff like that. But she meets Mia, Jacqueline, and Charisse go to like, was it pedicures? Manicures?
They went to get pedicures, yeah.
Pedicures. And Mia, Lachey, and Charisse eyelashes sliding in her face to me. It was the fact that Charisse was sitting like ching ching.
I just think they're this low, but I don't think they'd be sliding down. I mean, maybe
I thought they was long as well. They was just long. I didn't think it was. But knowing Charisse and looking at Charisse wigs in the past, looking at her current state of her gums, and what it is she be looking like, them motherfucking low ass Versace heels she be wearing, they probably do be sliding down. That's just what I'm gonna think. I'm gonna go with Mia. The motherfucking eyelashes, they slide down.
Well, in the confessional, I thought she looked great.
She did not. She had looked.
Y'all didn't think she looked good?
She has never looked great.
She has moments where she looked decent.
Y'all don't go this hard about Giselle, that fat ass neck.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Y'all don't.
We do not body shame here.
I'm not body shaming. That's everybody know that she got that little neck.
I will say this. I'm glad to see that Charisse finally got
no neck. Charisse just got shoulders.
So, and I'm finally seeing that she got a wig that kind of fits like actually down on her forehead properly because the wigs in the past.
I see a lot of comments in the chat. I do, and I've seen it on social media over the last day. People are finding a liking to Mia in terms of her being like funny and a housewife. And
this moment she did good. This moment she did good.
But even throughout the entire season, I feel like she's had some confessional moments. I feel like she's still a liar, but she owns she's a liar, and it's like so bad. But it's like it's so entertaining. It's problematic. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I'm not 100%. Like I did say, I did meet her in person, and she was like the same person. No lie, but that's neither here nor there.
So you think she told lies?
Huh?
You think she told lies when you met her?
I mean, she ain't say nothing to me other than she didn't say. All she said was what she said. We ordered a drink. Had I don't know.
No, I was okay. Mia, yeah. Her shit's a little suspect, but I was okay with her until she said that about Chris staring at her. Right. Like she should have just kept that in her throat.
Just sat there and ate her food.
No, she's funny, but she also scares me. And I'm gonna tell y'all.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. She is funny, but it's like I would not want to be friends with her in real life because I don't know.
She's scary. She gives me cringy, like just even just seeing her talk about her best friend and knowing what's going on now. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing genuine about
me. Y'all can't be out here liking Mia too much if y'all got a problem with Phaedra and her little lie she told allegedly. I'm just saying. Right. All right, so they get pedicures, and Mia likes Sharice's vibe. She talked about the eyelashes, and they kind of discuss her health. Mia once again giving this vague ass information about her health. We don't know what's going on. Maybe the storyline gonna pass on by, right? She announces the Miami trip. She's already mentioned it, but the Miami trip is coming up, and she's the person that's hosting it and planning it. The last time she mentioned Miami was when she mentioned her having sex with Gordon, who was married to another woman. So of course she has to go back and relive those moments. And so she talks about how, like, a lot of the girls that she's kind of at, when it comes to rooms, they won't get to choose their room, but the girls she do like will get to choose their room. And she mentions her issues with Wendy. And I will say this season, I felt like they were okay. I didn't feel like they had much of an issue. Like, I mean, I know it's coming from last season, but they've had like nothing. And then even at the burn thing, she kind of spoke, as if they were in a better place, kind of. At least that's what Huh?
Well, obviously they aren't from the hot mic moment. They definitely aren't.
Right. So any thoughts on this whole thing with Mia, her trip, her health, her relationship with Wendy, Antonio?
Mia's health. I mean, after having a conversation with somebody tonight, okay, it is possible that maybe they don't know what's going on or what's going on with her. So I get that. Okay, I'll let that pass. And she still got lumps and stuff like that. The thing with Wendy is still kind of odd, whereas to me it's like a situation where it's like it seems like they're okay, but Mia is working now on her get back because maybe Wendy sunned her a little bit too much last season at that union, and she like, okay, first chance I get to get back at her, I'm going to get back at her. Wendy clearly does not like Mia based on the hot mic moment that Wendy said wasn't about Mia, but we all know that it was.
Which one was this? Which hot mic?
Well, the hot mic moment where she said, "Yes, she lying." Everybody knows she lying. But Wendy said that she wasn't talking about Mia; she was talking about Robin. But that was So Mia still lied though. She was like, some people she would let choose their room, but then she chose everybody's room for them.
She did.
I was like, okay, girl. I still don't think Mia's she still don't seem to fit in with those women. Not that she's just like a terrible person. She just doesn't go with them for some reason. I don't know what it is. Maybe because to me, she hasn't built maybe a genuine connection with any of them, and maybe that's why. Because I feel like Mia gonna turn on your ass in a drop of a dime, and that's
I don't know why they give. I mean, would you, if you had to choose between the two, who would you want to be friend or be around, Wendy or Mia? Because I'm sorry, I would choose Wendy just because Mia is very much so a liar. And I think she has funny moments, but she's still a big ass liar. Yeah. And the things she does, they're just unjustified. I mean, at least Wendy, had her moments, but you don't know.
I don't know, just because Mia has been a lone liar because we've caught her in lies, but Wendy, the way she just sat there, that hot mic moment makes me question a lot about Wendy, because we caught her. She didn't know we were listening or watching, so you don't know what else she's lied about.
Well, the thing about it is, though, she never said that she believed Mia.
She said she didn't call her a liar.
She didn't call her a liar like to her face, like Giselle.
That's what she said.
So not to justify what Wendy said, but just kind of like put it in the perspective of what I know Wendy probably gonna say at the motherfucking union is that, well, I never said that I believed her or that I thought she was telling the truth. And I didn't call her a liar to her face and be disrespectful to her face. That's probably what she gonna say.
The incident between Wendy and Robin was specifically about how they were addressing Mia at that spring fling thing. I mean, I'm just calling it spring fling, but the spring thing. Like there was a way to address. You could all them hoes think that she's lying, but there's a way. Like Giselle was completely out of line, so I don't grasp that hot moment so hard. Now let me say something. Now I like Wendy, but Mia is just a more conservative Jocelyn Hernandez. She's a fucking stripper that has gotten where got on a come up. I like Jocelyn. I like bitches. I actually like bitches like that. But I also know where I see them. We see each other. I got 4 eyes, but I still see you bitches, right? So at the end of the day, she just gives me Jocelyn Hernandez, and she does not fit. As I think Antonio said, or Danny said,
Antonio.
But they don't. She does not fit because she is not Potomac. Potomac is what I feel before I even watched that show was paper bag test, the upper, echelon, you know what I'm saying? All these people that are wealthy with money that already had it, or you can't deny it. Mia is a hustler. Her humor comes from strip club shit. I like, I'm
gonna have more fun. I'm gonna have more fun with Mia if I
would have more fun. You
definitely would. I agree, because at that finale, we drank. I ain't say nothing to Wendy at all because I did, but when me and Mia, we drank at that bar.
Right. I mean, I feel like Wendy is more of a somebody that you respect, you know what I'm saying, that y'all can bounce ideas off of, and she has some depth to her. Mia is a fucking clown, and she's Jocelyn Hernandez to me. All I just want to hear, I heard from the streets, so I just feel like one day she just gonna say, just give me an accent, a Spanish accent in the confessional one day. But she's just
Cortez, I do want to ask you, do you know I just want to know how many days from filming has this all been? Just because the biopsy normally takes 7 to 10 days to come back.
Oh.
It's been 7 to 10 days since she made that post by now, when she's still talking about it with Sharice. So I mean, girl, You know what? I'm not even touching on that because I don't want nobody saying, I'm talking about. I touched it.
So I'm laying it out. I'm laying out.
And ain't nobody gonna check him either.
It'll be a comment tomorrow saying
that's Danny's square, and Danny's sticking to his
square.
That's
his motherfucking square.
You heard
his square.
There'll be a comment tomorrow saying they not watching no more.
All right, let's move on because we got more to talk about still. So after all of that conversation, Wendy has a conversation with Eddie. She talks about the restaurant and just still more so being busy. She talks about the burn session and how she felt like it became a Wendy roast session. And I guess that could possibly be true because realistically, she was the only person that actually did it. If they did, they didn't show anybody else. And so I guess it was a Wendy roast session. But she mentions Miami and that she's not in the best place with everybody, but she's going to go. Any thoughts on that before I get to the next scene? No. All right. So Robin and Giselle and Ashley are going shopping. Giselle wants to be bad bitch mentality. She want to be dressed for the gods. I've never seen her shop do anything, so she's shopping. And I was like, the thing she tried on. Did y'all like any of those outfits that her and Robin tried on?
Well, let me say this. I did not mind that bright orange 2-piece. I think it needed some alterations to the pants, but I feel like that could have possibly worked being in Miami and it's loose and it's flowy, because Giselle ain't no 20-something-year-old lady. You know, she in her motherfucking 50s. So I thought that was age appropriate for her. It could definitely be sexy. She can unbutton it with a little bikini top, show some motherfucking cleavage. So I thought that was cute. What was odd that nobody didn't buy shit. Nobody checked out, did they?
Because they don't know. Giselle
they weren't buying shit. They was looking. They was not shopping. They was looking. That's what a lot of motherfuckers be doing. They go looking.
Giselle looks like her clothes smell like mothballs because she's had them in like a basement for years. Like she does not have any type of like taste. So
and now they smell like the outdoors because she got them in that $900,000 barn.
This is a Giselle roast session. In the same scene, Ashley talks about her conversation and like not having an LLC, and Robin and Giselle are like, basically she has enabled their asses to make them feel even more entitled and make them feel even more right about how they were feeling about her divorce or whatever the hell she's going through. But in the same conversation, Robin mentions the whole Candace versus Ashley moment that happened at the burn session. And she says that she heard about the male escort, years ago. Ashley doesn't believe it. Giselle says she never heard it before. I felt like that probably was a lie because if Robin knows, I know Giselle knows. I'm just saying. And then they talk about Chris on Twitter. So Chris, if you were around during that time, obviously he was tweeting a lot. Even when it first came out, he was tweeting a whole lot to the point to where he was tweeting and it would get deleted. Just saying. And so Giselle says that now seeing how he reacted on Twitter, she doesn't want anything to do with him. And if she saw him, she would say, what would you say? Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out my face or something.
I say, Chris, fuck you. That's what she said. And I'm like, I'm sure you wouldn't say that. I'm sure you wouldn't say that. But y'all have any thoughts on that scene?
Yes. I'm glad Chris was tweeting his life away. I'm glad he said what the hell he wanted to say. We have all seen how Andy be protecting Gizzard at these reunions. Mm-hmm. And if Chris would have addressed it, it probably won't get aired properly. That's number one. The edit will still favor Giselle. And number two, Giselle's giving a lot of credit, acting like it's in her ball whether they speak or not. Chris ain't fucking with her already.
Yeah.
And Chris ain't Wendy. He not gonna come up to say, "Hey, how you been?" He not gonna do that.
No. She already said he doesn't want to be around and he's like done. So I think she may feel like the ball is in her court, but it's really not.
It's not. It's like she thinks that her and Candace left the view spot in a good place.
That was crazy to me. I was like, this chick is.
She said, "I have a lovely talk with Candace." Like, what, girl?
I was like, what the fuck? What did you see something different, or what happened that we didn't see? Because
gotta be the water going to her ankles. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
But you know what? Another thing, I think that Chris, he has a right to defend himself, and she not only that, but just even in reference to all the other shit that she said about him so far, it's crazy that she's like feels like she hasn't done anything wrong. But I'm like, do you not know that we've seen that other footage where you did say these other things about him? So in those instances, he does have a right to defend himself. And just like you ain't fucking with him, he not fucking with you either. I think y'all see each other on that. So
the fact that she feels like so here's my thing. She feels comfortable in going to this man that made her feel uncomfortable and saying, "Fuck you." Why are you still not uncomfortable? If anything, I was still, I wouldn't even want to be around this person, but you're making it seem like if you see him, you got like, no. She's a full of baloney shit.
Point. She made it seem like if he hadn't tweeted the man that made her uncomfortable, they could have been cool. Don't make sense.
Yep.
Right.
She's so inconsistent. It's crazy. She don't know what she's doing. She just trying not to say the wrong words so she don't get a lawsuit. That's what she's doing.
But she should already almost have one because at the end of the day, she's already, what I'm saying? Like she's called that man a sneaky link. Everybody's insinuating that he's got a wandering eye. Like she's put a lot of like I'm not even gonna say insinuations, but she's just put a lot into the pot of people trying to jump in on that shit, like Mia, that bitch with the eyebrows and the braids. Like that's crazy.
If they go get a staircase, that's not a test. Yeah, that's staircase.
Eyebrows to her hairline, and you think that I'm sorry, guys. I am hungry. I do
That's
apologize.
not keep on, Jazz. Keep on.
It's food outside the studio, so we can.
If they sue Giselle, all they're gonna get is that staircase that never got attached to the house in the backyard.
Case. They just be
They
walking.
don't get the motherfucking purple chairs.
No, they gonna get that Versace bed spread
And that Mini Cooper.
that Versace robe. That she was it Gucci or Versace?
It was Versace. It's Versace.
Yeah.
Right. And them stripes in her hair. And
I feel like, you know what? You remember Sharice had that little Versace set on? I think that was Giselle's best spread.
That Giselle's best friend came from Sheen.
I ain't Tony. I hate you.
All right. We got a caller on. Let this caller the next topic. What's going on, Brittany? Happy Lean Con week.
Hey, Brittany.
Hey, Brittany.
Hey, guys.
Be good in the comments, Brittany. Okay?
Oh, congratulations on your anniversary, by the way. I love your guys' platform and your energy.
Thank you, Brittany.
So this scene with Giselle, Robin, and Ashley infuriated me. It made me so mad. And the reason why Giselle pisses me off so much is she is placing Chris in a position where he can't defend himself. Why do you get to go on national television in front of potentially millions of people and say what you want to say? But when he just wants to tweet about it, and be honest, I love Chris, but he doesn't have that many followers. Like, let's just be honest, right? Why is that now an issue? He can't defend himself. He can't be around you guys. And what bothers me so much about Robin is Juan doesn't even come around to film anymore. You should know what that feels like, right? Because Juan stays away from you guys because in the beginning of those seasons, Ashley was the one running around parties saying that he's cheating on you, that you have a horrible life. You of all people should understand a husband not feeling comfortable to film. And even Jamal never showed up. He's made it clear that he didn't even want you on the show. So there's that. And then Ashley, I think that this divorce storyline is her stalling. I think that this is a way for her to have a storyline, but also to ensure that Michael doesn't have to film. So there we go again with another husband that doesn't really want to be around, for good reason for Michael, because he touches people. But it infuriates me. And then in the same scene, when you guys are talking about Chris's behavior, Ashley and Robin are in their confessionals laughing about Michael's behavior and making jokes about Michael, when he made that comment about, wanting to give Juan oral pleasure. Why is that funny, though? Because Michael's a married man. Juan, we make jokes, but Juan is straight. Why is Michael's inappropriate comment to Juan funny to you, but you now need an apology for just being in a room with Chris? Like, the double standards are wild to me, and it's just annoying to watch.
Quick thing, Brittany, I do want to mention, because I didn't mention when I was talking about it. Did you catch? So you know how Robin was actually coming to Chris's defense in the earlier part of the season, but in this scene, she really didn't. She said that Candace was dramifying everything up, and basically is the reason why Chris is acting that way. And when I heard that word that she was making more drama about it, she was saying like she's making it more than what it is. But it is a really big issue. So I don't know. Robin kind of flipped around. I don't know if
Robin with her thick ass wig and all that shit, all that thick ass wig and shit with her fucking leave out, and she got too much money for that.
Let Brittany finish real quick.
Oh, no, it's okay. No, it's okay. I agree with everything. She completely flipped. And I don't know if they had a discussion behind the scenes or what, because she's the one who said that Giselle was making it bigger than it was.
Yeah.
Like, you showed up to that dinner, and who even knows if she was supposed to be there, because Chris and Candace looked surprised when she showed up. So, like, was she even supposed to be there? Did producers tell you to go? Like, where is this sudden change? And what's crazy is Candace is dramatizing this, but you were at the table yelling at Wendy over what exactly? Because she said that your relationship didn't exist a year before that. So why do Giselle and Robin get to be mad and hold a grudge over nothing? But you talk about her husband, and now she's being extra. Like, I can't with them. Robin disappointed me so much. Like I can't rock with her anymore. And I thought that this was going to be her season.
Robin never genuinely defended Chris to me. I think it was all leading up to a point to where she could say, this is going too far now, I'm not inside anymore. I think that was the plan all along. I don't think her defending Chris was ever genuine.
Oh, so you think she was in on it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like, okay, we got somebody to, I don't know.
I really almost said something in the front because Robin got a lot of nerve.
It's too much.
She got a lot of fucking nerve, and I'm gonna just go ahead, Brittany. I'm sorry.
Will you text me what you was going to say? Remember what you said and then text me.
We're gonna move with the show, okay, Brittany? You can call back in at the end, okay?
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Brittany. All right. All right. So the last part of the episode was actually the whole Miami travel, the room situation. They start traveling, and I thought it was hilarious seeing Karen and Sharice be fake as hell, especially when Karen was just like, hey, these couple don't like each other, and I can't wait to see it really unfold because they don't like each other. It is what it is. And so when they arrive, Mia puts them into two separate vans, or not vans, SUVs. She puts Robin, Wendy, Ashley, and Sharice in the same car. And then Karen, Mia, Jacqueline, and Giselle in the other car. And so in Robin's car, Robin is just confused why she is basically not with Giselle and why she's with Wendy, of all people. But I mean, they're not really arguing or like that. They just kind of like, you know, I guess they must put me in this car to create some kind of conversation, trying to, you know, make her and Wendy kind of talk it out or whatever, which I thought was weird because Mia, if that's the truth case, Mia should be trying to talk it out with Wendy as she's the one that has a problem too, but neither here or there. And so they start talking about the house and how many bedrooms it is and how basically there's going to be limited space. The girls are going to be sharing rooms. They all thought they was going to this big mansion in MIA. Shout out to Danny who lives in Miami. They
you don't know now,
correct. Now the area, Danny, they lived the area that they were in. Where was that? What part of Miami was that? Because they basically were talking about how it wasn't South Beach, and it was in like some residential area. I think one of them even said somebody's grandma was across the street, which I didn't think was a problem. But they basically was shading the whole neighborhood.
Coral Gables.
It's a problem when you
could have been like Coral Gables.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looked like South Beach was across the water on the other side from what they kind of.
Okay. Well, and so once they get to the house, she has given them all room assignments, but names from like stripper movies or exotic dance movies. I don't know. You got Show Wives, Hustlers, P Valley, Players Club, Queen of Diamonds. Which room would y'all want to stay in if y'all had to choose based off the name?
P Valley.
I'm probably gonna choose Players Club.
I'm old school. Players Club, me baby.
I mean, I'm old school.
Get out the car, girl. They gonna rape you.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. No. Thank you for bringing it. I want to just say this one. Listen, allegedly, Jasmine feels like me reminds her of Ronnie. That's it. That's all I'm saying. And I was thinking that earlier today. She gives me Ronnie.
Mia could never,
ever. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's how I feel. I've been thinking about that all day, and I meant to say that, but I'm glad you brought that up. But
what's up, new booty? How you doing?
Right. Drunk.
Well, you know what I'll say? The rooms itself, to me, the house was cool, but I feel like it was a bit underwhelming. It wasn't as grand as she made it seem.
Like it's a $12 million estate, and
I didn't get that.
She did amp it up, but they started thinking like, wait a minute.
If it's $2 million,
there were much better houses don't sell in Tampa. I'm just saying, and they were up the water. So I just feel like
took them to a hotel
because of the land it's on, but it's not that house. It's
well. So speaking of a hotel, everybody was kind of like, Sharice was constantly like, please let me get a hotel. Please let me get a hotel. She wanted to get a hotel so bad because she just didn't want to. Because I think she didn't have a bathroom, right? Or she had to share a bathroom.
I don't want to share.
She didn't have a bathroom.
She didn't have one. Robin and Giselle had to share rooms. They felt like it was an issue. Karen had her own room. It was on the main floor. It was like basically next to the living room. I wouldn't want that either. And so, Wendy had a room, but Candace's room wasn't revealed, right?
Right.
Candace, from what it seems like, Candace gonna be with Mia.
I think so. I believe that Candace and Wendy are roomed together.
Yeah.
As small as that was a full size bed. That was not a queen.
Yeah.
But I thought it was weird that they were trying to like Robin and whoever else are asking like why Karen doesn't get her. I mean, it was her birthday.
Right.
I thought that was so weird that they were.
And then when Robin tried to shade her about her age, like just because she's the oldest, and that's why Karen went through that shade right back at her ass on Twitter.
Right. Yeah, I did not like that Robin was trying to do that when they all knew. I mean, Tyra's season, baby. Like that was her birthday, and that was like her and Robin's birthday had just passed. So I just feel like they just they show because they be doing like this.
I'll say this. I don't like so when you host. I feel like when you host, you should at least try to make it somewhat. I feel like Mia came into it like all wrong. Like the fact that earlier she said that the people that she don't really care for too much will make to choose their room. I feel like okay, yeah, you added with Wendy, but then what Candace do? I thought y'all was getting a little better. I mean,
wasn't it Candace supposed to be with somebody else, and Robin and Ashley took her card and put it with Wendy?
Well, we don't know because they couldn't find.
I thought they just read what was on the card, and I think what was on Candace's card was the same thing that was on Wendy's card, which was Wendy got Players Club.
When the
card was Wendy was looking for it, and Ashley said
she told her she couldn't touch the card. She said, "Don't touch the card. That's Candace's card. Like, don't look at it." So I don't know how somebody else got the damn card. It's weird. I don't know.
Ashley stole it and put it in her and looked at it, and then brought it back and put it back. Yeah. But that's how she knew that Wendy. That's how she knew that Candace would be in Wendy's room because the name of the stripper room was on the card because she read it.
But I do agree with you, Cortez. Like when Candace had her trip, she put Mia in the main house. So I don't understand why. Like I just don't get. Like Mia is just following a crowd with her big 11 size foot ass.
And if anybody has something to say about when Wendy planned that trip, as far as Robin and Giselle, you can't, because let's not forget that Giselle and Robin were not going on that trip. She didn't put them in their room. Had they probably said they was going, they wouldn't have probably got that room.
Wendy would have got a different house. She knew they were coming.
Right. She probably got something different. She wouldn't. I don't think she. I mean, she was Adam, but she would not have done that. So Mia, you tagging. It's your first trip, girl. You need to humble yourself.
And then she's like, why should I care where Candace stays? She's going to be up under the roof. Like,
right. I'm like, girl, this damn house, this old ass house.
$1,200 damn rent house. Like, no.
They should have two.
I do like the house. I think it's nice.
It's cool.
For like 3 people.
Purposely.
It's cool for 5 people.
They should have
6 bedrooms, 6 people.
It's crazy. If a room, here's the thing: when you travel, like nobody want to be going all the way across the damn living room to go to the bathroom. You want to, if I gotta go shit or if I gotta, I got to go over here. Who wants to do that? Like, come on. I'm just saying.
And I'm with Sharice. I don't want to use Ashley bathroom either.
Right, because it's probably.
I don't either because I don't want to use Ashley bathroom either.
It's probably giving seafood bowl, and it doesn't matter.
Jasmine says Mia could not get rid of those stripper tendencies. These 50-year-olds are not sharing a bed.
I can't understand.
Like, for real. Them ladies need their rest. Like, them women be tired. Like, they can't be doing all that. And she should have got a hotel on motherfucking South Beach where they could walk out and they can be in doing shit. Like, no.
Right.
She could have got 2 condos next
I'm sure there were plenty of houses she could have chosen from.
She could have did double condos just like Candace did it. But it's like I said, it's Mia's Cabaret. And she's
not Mia's Cabaret.
You know what? She could have been in that little area by Lincoln Road where all them houses are at too.
They could have done too.
I mean, she had a lot of options. If you've been to Miami, and to make somebody share a full-time bed is crazy. All right, so to close out this whole thing, they get the rooms after they have debate or whatever, and Robin has an issue with sleeping in the room with Giselle. She tired of everybody calling her a butch or a butch. She's sick of it. Even though they say they sleep together all the time. Mia gets a phone call or calls, and Peter Thomas is on the damn phone, and I'm just like, wait, they know each other? I was
so
confused.
random.
It was cringy.
I didn't even get that, how that connected.
So she basically, they're going to dinner tonight, which we know is coming up next, and they're going to dinner at his restaurant on South Beach. She basically says who all is coming, and Peter says, "Oh, Wendy coming. I got beef for her." And I'm like, this man still going at
serious beef. He probably playing. I don't even think it's serious beef. I don't
think it's serious beef.
No.
But then I think it's something with that restaurant. I feel like maybe Wendy has not
followed up with
him on that damn deal that's gonna make her be in the negative.
Well, they wasn't friends, and that should have been enough.
I think this around the time when he wasn't paying his employees, he was probably depending on that money to pay them people at Bar One in Miami.
He had a PPP loan.
You know, I'm gonna say this. I think Mia had Peter's number because maybe Mia was a stripper for Peter.
Listen,
because you know his restaurant serves steak and lobster. Maybe his restaurant was the place that she had the dog gowns on.
But Cortez, did you see Peter did not know who was calling him? He answered the phone like, "Who is this?" And Mia wanted to emphasize, "Hey, friend."
Yeah, she don't know him.
I got Giselle, I got Robin, and Wendy. Fucking Daffy Duck. She's a mess. She is straight from the strip club. I love it though a little bit. I don't even want a little bit.
I'm glad that ended that episode.
Yes, but next week gonna be crazy because you know we saw the clips. We already heard about what happened. A long time ago, allegedly, there's a drink thrown. Actually, that's true. And then Mia assaults her with the purse, a clutch. So next week, I wonder are we gonna get this at the middle or at the end? To be continued. I'm not really.
I think it's gonna be probably toward the end, just because of like now they just now getting there. Candace not even there yet,
right.
Yeah. She had my girl kneel down on the table like she was in a motherfucking tornado warning or something. Remember, at school, you had to get down outside in the hallway in the tornado.
I fucking hate Antonio.
I just listen. Here's the thing: when this is what I want, and I request if you are watching, when the last time there was a fight or anything on a show like this, it just tore the whole damn show apart. In terms of like, it was so dark, it was so unenjoyable to review because it's like, okay, it's TV, it's a fight. Let's not, it's gonna get dragged out the entire season. But I'm just saying, I want to continue to enjoy this, and I know with season 5 air and that shit happened, it was so. I think
it's different though. Season 5, it was 2 people that had decent fan bases. Wendy and me, and nobody really liked them. It's gonna fizzle. It's not gonna go that long.
Well, the thing is, it's because they don't hate that person.
The colorism is gonna come into play though. That's what
I'm saying. I feel like people are gonna be like, "Why y'all gonna ice? Are y'all gonna ice Wendy out? Are y'all gonna stop one film? With Mia? All the things that happened in season 5. We know what happened. So we'll just see. Do y'all think that they're gonna be like, I don't want to film with her?
No, they're gonna be like, let me film with her more because they don't like.
That's how you know it was all bullshit. Because
that's the problem.
At the end of the day, Giselle thick neck ass had a whole security guard come to Karen's house and the reunion. So I'm trying to figure out if she's gonna have one there because they kept on saying physical violence is never the answer.
Yeah,
violence is never the answer. But you letting this big ass 11-foot ass bitch throw her fucking clutch on somebody and y'all
drink within the clutch.
No, but remember also too, last season she had said that she would understand if Mia would have beat Candace too. She said, "I want."
They did say that.
Exactly. That's why I don't like when it comes to the colorism shit. When it comes to like it's double standards, and it's not about like, oh my gosh, I'm dark skinned, she's light skinned. Fuck all that. It's about the fact that you got different rules for me. Then you got a bitch with some green eyes across the way because Robin's big foot ass has been aggressive. I'm sorry. She has been aggressive and physically attacking people since she got on the show. But Monique, and I don't even like Monique, but she slammed somebody's head against the thing and they got security guards. But if Giselle thick neck ass don't think that she needs one, then there's a conversation that needs to be had. I'm not trying to be like, woe is me, I'm dark skinned. No, it's the fact that there's always different rules for light skinned people than it is for us because we seem aggressive already when we walk into the room. Wendy being 5-6 degree Wendy is uncomfortable for people, but the grand scheme of it has Mia has been touching her unwarrantedly.
Yes.
For 2 seasons. She's disrespected her space. She's asked her not to, and nobody gives a fuck. But Mia's probably 6'5", so I'll probably.
Mia's tall. She's a tall girl.
Tall, bitch.
Tall girl.
Quit playing with me about that colorism shit.
No, she probably is like 6'4", 6'5".
No, she is tall. She's a tall
she's
girl.
Big and tall. But I don't like the fact that people keep on disregarding the colorism shit because at the end of the day, it's not the fact that dark skinned people want some type of leeway. We just want the same standards as everybody else. Because if Giselle don't bring a big ass dark skinned motherfucker to the next meeting or the reunion, then there's a conversation that needs to be had. Period.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And so next week we're gonna see. We're gonna be here. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna have a nice, good conversation about it. And it's gonna be interesting.
I hope so. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm hungry.
Jazz gonna be here. Jazz
gonna have a nice, good conversation.
Jazz gonna have a little piece of bread, so she.
I'm gonna Uber eat my girl a little meal from Chili's before we start.
Has been getting under my skin about the colorism stuff because it's just like we just want some type of thing that we don't get, but it's clear. I hate when things are so clear in your face and people disregard that shit. Like we're just making that shit just up. Y'all don't have the same rules that y'all got for Wendy and Giselle, because if that was the case, y'all would have fucking already addressed her.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so you know, next week, none of us missing next week. We all 5 of us gonna be here next week.
Well, I thought all 5 was gonna be here today. I think Asia couldn't for some reason. Okay, so listen, we are close to leading out, but before we do, I wanted to we do have one person that want to call in, but we'll keep that short too. I do want to go ahead. I don't know if hopefully everybody in here did, but we did put up what happened.
I'm talking to Jazz. I'm gonna beat her ass.
What's she do? All right. So if you have not been living under a rock, unless you have, last week we put out some the official ballots for the Lean Awards. There were 9 awards that you guys, the viewers, could vote on. I think we got voted 2, and so I'm going to announce 2 of those right now.
Oh,
moment. Okay, and so I was gonna let y'all choose which 2, but I'm just gonna choose them, child. It's run a long time. So the first one that I am going to announce is favorite panel. So favorite panel is basically the panel that you guys feel had the most chemistry. That they are just, it's something about them that just makes the show great, and what they do is just unmatched. So the nominees were, well, shit, I ain't got all of. Do I got them all? I do. Yeah, it was Married to Medicine with Chase, Antonio, Jasmine, and Sammy. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, myself, Danny, Jamie, Chase. Atlanta, Asia, Jasmine, me, Antonio, Demisio. Potomac, you see us here. I ain't got to say it right. Salt Lake City with Chad, Antonio, and Jamie. And then New Jersey with Jamie, Sammy, and Danny. And the winner with 68.29% of the votes was the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Being Danny, Jamie, Chase, and myself.
Jamie don't even show up. Hold on, give me a piece of bread.
But no, listen, it wasn't that it was close, but all of the panels had some votes. However, Beverly Hills won. And I'd say that's one of my favorites, just because this channel has grown so much because of that show alone. You know, all the shows do well, but Beverly Hills, if you look at the numbers, like they just out there. So that's why we're doing the special lean this Wednesday for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So thank you for all those that have voted.
I'm calling in.
All right, so then we're gonna go ahead and do a big one. Actually, while we have some viewers today, we're gonna do viewer of the year. Okay. So there were how this worked. I know you guys voted, but all of the co-hosts submitted names that we felt were deemed worthy of this, and so what we did was we submitted names. Everybody we submitted were on the ballot. Okay, and so some of you guys are watching right now, some are not. But if you're watching the replay, you'll know. The nominees for view of the year were Nisha, Saz K, Kyra, TKC, Mel, Brittany, Dr. Sihu, Morgan D, Taylor, Lovable Lisa, Isabel, and Nushka. And I will say, for one, to be on this is actually really big because that means that we recognize you. And if you're not, doesn't mean we don't. But these are individuals that we've seen that's been rocking with us from like years. You know what I'm saying? Back to when we first started having call-ins. And so the winner with 39.02% of the votes was Kyra, who actually was
I know my motherfucking Speedy Gonzalez ass was going to win. Go ahead, girl. Okay. Come on.
The people voted Kyra, and you actually were considered our viewer of the year. So congratulations to you. While you get your house out.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, family, for listening to me ramble.
Now, I always say this: Kyra and Mel were like our first callers to ever call in. That ain't why she won, because obviously y'all feel it the same as well. But yeah, congratulations.
Congrats,
I want to get to your time because I need stuff to go. What was I going to say? Again, thank you. This is such a cute idea. I'm looking forward to Wednesdays. BH brought LeanCon. I am with Jasmine on this whole thing, which I know people get tired of this and it's supposed to be entertainment, but it's also supposed to reflect people's real lives. And real lives, if there's a group of people and a few people look a little bit different, and yes, in the Black community, if you are 52% or 59% European, sometimes you look different. And when we see you treating people differently, holding them to different standards, things need to be talked about.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to chat real quick because I saw Ashley. I guess people have been reading Ashley DeFelt again, so she had to do a little. I don't know if it's on TikTok or whatever. Kim Pyre did it. Reshared it where Ashley was like, "I am not a colorist. If you know, I've had a fight with every single woman." People, this is nuance. You sound like a white woman saying she's not racist because she sleeps with Black men. That's what you sound like, okay? Just because you have a little dark-skinned friend or you sleep with does not mean that you cannot either participate in colorist behavior and or be a colorist. Because the issue is, Ashley has gone after each one of those ladies, right? Ashley said, Monique was drunk driving, making no mistakes. I made none. Did Monique put her hands on Ashley? No, she put her hands on Candace, who wrote a statement for her, for Gigi. Robin was terrorized by Ashley for, 2 seasons or so? She did walk up to her face, but that was after Ashley continuously going after her. Wendy and her had one disagreement. And it was only because Robin stepped in for Giselle when she had nothing to do with it. And now she is still mad and yelling at Wendy every time they are together now, looking for a reason to have a fight. Mia and Candace apologized to one another after Mia started with Candace. Apologized to one another. Now, Candace nor Wendy have said a word about Mia other than the hype mic, but that was even provocated by Robin. Haven't said a word about Mia, but Mia in every confessional talking about Wendy and talking about Candace. But yet she does not have this much mouth for Giselle, who walked up to her face and said, "This is what cancer, no cancer looks like." She doesn't have all this mouth for Robin, who had a lunch with her and had 21 questions for her medical condition. She don't have issues with them. Even more so, Giselle. When did we see Giselle apologize? Giselle apologized to Mia. Yet she has a one-on-one with Candace. And even if, let's say, Giselle was to stand with what she said, she could at least say, "You know what, Candace, I can see where you're coming from. I apologize for doing it this way. But really, honestly, I did not have that intention." Instead, though, she's demanding Chris. And Ashley's demanding Chris. Why is he not apologizing? So I feel like people need to stop acting like just because you have a few friends or you sleep with or you've had a fight with, that does not mean that you are not also still a part of the problem. Because people love to forget how Ashley was on Twitter talking about Candace and Chris cutting the umbilical cord, calling Candace a hamster face and how her hair is drawn like straw. And that's why Candace coming from her behind. Yet we spent 3 years demanding Candace to apologize to her for responding. So this is what's happening. Yes, there is colorism on the show from the people who are being paid to be on the show and for the people who are watching it. Because people are going up for Mia talking about when he deserved it. They have not had that big of an issue for this to be going on.
Nope.
Those are my words.
But no, what happened to say that Wendy deserved it?
No.
Listen, not liking Wendy is not it's the same thing. I'm just saying, same thing with Monique and Candace. People didn't like Candace. They felt like she deserved it. And I didn't agree with it then either. I'm just saying. Y'all know who y'all are.
Y'all know who y'all are.
Y'all know who y'all are.
It's fun, it's entertainment, but if real things are happening, we should talk about them because I'm 25. I've been watching I've watched OC. I've been watching for the majority of my life. I'm not stupid enough to not think that I've taken things in and have reflected, and that's a part of my life now. So for you to just brush this off so easily, I don't know.
Yeah.
Kyra,
I do got one question that I'm concerned. Lisa wasn't here to call in tonight.
I know. I haven't seen Lisa.
Maybe I'm sure she'll be there Wednesday.
Yeah. Because she really likes Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
I know.
Actually, on Mondays too, but on Beverly Hills is when Lisa be wrong.
Oh, y'all talking about Lisa? Oh,
and Jasmine.
Lisa be wrong on Wednesday, so I'm scared.
Let me tell y'all something.
Oh God.
All right, Kyra. Thank you for calling in, of course, today, and congratulations. We do have something for you. So message the Instagram or Twitter page, and then I'll send you what you've actually won outside.
Yeah, and I'm still waiting for my cup.
Oh my God! You know what?
Now, see, Kyra, you're wrong.
That's why.
That's the problem.
Take it back.
Goodbye, Kyra.
That could have been a phone call you want to do on this platform with
everybody. Giselle. Goodbye, Kyle.
Thank you, Kyra, and everybody. That was hard though, trying to come up with them damn people to nominate. I mean,
there's so many good ones.
It was hard.
I was like,
I can't. But I don't mind telling my people. No, I'm just playing. I do mind. I'm just playing. But I'm just saying, I just want to let y'all know that I really love you guys. Y'all have put up with me for almost 2 years at this point. And I really just am enjoying you guys. And y'all let it be okay to be myself every week because I can't be this way in corporate America. Y'all should hear my voice. In corporate America is very crazy. But I just want to let you know, the panel, the people, y'all are
even Jamie.
So cool. I mean, I'm talking about right now. So I'm just saying, the panel. I'm just saying, y'all have really been y'all like family to me, and I just want to let you guys know that I really appreciate you guys watching us all the time. So.
Yes, that was very well said.
Ditto. Everything she just said, I agree. It has really been a journey. You just don't understand. You see, you see throughout the week, there's 9 of us right now. But if you look back, there really was about 20 of us, and you'll see some of those individuals and faces too. But nonetheless, we won't hold you. This is the first day. I'm glad everybody was here to watch. If you haven't noticed, there were some things changed with the layout, and also the website with the merch went live today. So you can actually purchase merch. You can actually buy this hat right here and other things. And so
verifiable funds, please.
And let us know if you want the Chase shirt too, because Sammy will get that for you.
Yes, let them know. Hit them up right there. I J Nicole.
I said Sammy. Hello.
Oh, Sammy.
Sammy did those, yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and lean out. Like this video, subscribe. We'll see you guys on.
Wait, are we doing something tomorrow or is it Wednesday?
So we were supposed to, but if we do, it's gonna be a spirit of the moment thing. All
right. Cool.
It's nothing planned as of right now.
Be on the lookout, but we're gonna be here.
If we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, check out the merch. Wednesday, we're gonna do a special Wednesday night live with some of the most iconic and hilarious and funnest moments of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We put that out as a survey as well. You guys sent in some storylines and moments, and we're going to add to that. So it'll be fun Wednesday, and of course, Salt Lake City on Thursday. Like this video. We'll see you guys then, and happy Lean Con Week. Go check out some of that merch. All right, y'all. TheLeanOfficial.com is the website. Have a good Monday, and we'll see you next time, okay?
Peace.
Nah.